Hey, what's going on, DC fans? Derek here from Speed Force Media, and today we're talking about a couple different DC news. Joker Folie à Deux, probably just butchered it, always do, has officially wrapped filming, and Michael Rosenbaum addresses whether or not he could possibly have a DCU future. But before we get into it, if you're interested in more DC content, then please give this video a like, let me know, and I'll make sure to focus more on DC. I'd love to hear it. Thanks so much. Let's get into it. So, Joker. I'll just call it Joker 2. After nearly 4 months of filming, director Todd Phillips has announced the end of filming on the highly anticipated sequel to Joker. It is currently scheduled to open in theaters worldwide October 4th, 2024. The majority of the shoot took place at an abandoned hospital in Essex County, which will serve as Arkham Asylum. The film started making headlines last month when the film's high-profile stars were seen shooting across New York City, including on The Joker stars. Joaquin Phoenix is, of course, reprising his role for his first sequel ever, which I think is very cool and a very good sign that maybe this sequel is actually going to be quite good, because Joaquin Phoenix is notoriously picky when it comes to film scripts. He's never done a sequel, like I said. So the fact that he's coming back for a comic book movie that, made $1 billion at the box office, became the highest grossing R-rated film of all time, and won him an Oscar, I think it's a great decision to come back. Of course, it seems like a no-brainer, but for a dude that this is so picky, it did surprise me. So the film is a real movie. It is officially shot. It is happening. There's no plugs being ripped out of the wall. It's coming. Of course, with this news came a couple of new pictures from the movie. One of Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, aka Joker, and then one, of course, as the semi-divisive Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn. Look, I don't really have strong feelings one way or another about Lady Gaga as an actress, so I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt just because I do want to see a version of Harley Quinn on the big screen. I really am not a big fan of musicals, but if you put a musical in a comic book movie, a dark comic book movie, make it somewhat sick and twisted, then maybe it could be really interesting, especially if it's only a few times throughout the movie. I don't know how much singing I could personally deal with just because I'm really picky when it comes to musicals, but what do you guys think? Joker 2 is officially wrapped filming. You got all the big stars coming back, Zazie Beetz, Joaquin Phoenix, plus Lady Gaga in there as well. Will this movie make any money at the box office? I'd also like to hear your thoughts on that. And in other news, Michael Rosenbaum was asked by comicbook.com whether or not James Gunn's new role as DCU co-head could possibly lead to a new DC role for Rosenbaum, where he answered, quote, probably not. I mean, who knows? He actually told me, I'm always thinking of you. I never expect anything. If something happens, great. He puts me as Martin X in Guardians 2 and 3, and it was fun. It wasn't much, so I'm hoping to do something bigger with him to show my chops and all that. But he knows what I can do, so hopefully he'll make the right decision. Now, Michael Rosenbaum does have a great podcast called the Inside of You podcast with Michael Rosenbaum. If you haven't checked it out, you should. James Gunn has popped up on there before. He's had guys like Kevin Conroy, Grant Gustin, Stephen Amell, Zach Levi. There's some great interviews on there. I'm a big fan of them. That being said, he has said multiple times on there that him and James Gunn have actually talked quite a few different times about a character that Michael Rosenbaum maybe could play. It doesn't sound like any of those characters has been Lex Luthor, but he wouldn't have to necessarily play Lex. He could play somebody like Clayface, where you use a lot of CGI. You don't have to show Michael Rosenbaum's face, even though I'd like to see him in there. Maybe James Gunn wouldn't want to have any attachment to anything that's came before, like something like Smallville. Hence why he gave Michael Rosenbaum a CGI character in Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe James Gunn would follow something like that, or maybe throw Michael Rosenbaum into a character like Creature Commandos or something along those lines. Although, if he does want to reuse Michael Rosenbaum as Lex Luthor, I know it might be cliche to say at this point, or unpopular opinion, all that, but I personally think Michael Rosenbaum is still the best Lex Luthor, and it's not even close. I didn't think Smallville was a great, perfect show from start to finish, but Michael Rosenbaum's performance as that version of Lex, where he slowly turns over the years, and you see that it could have been avoided, but it just was meant to be. He was destined to be the villain of the story, and I think he could still play a great older Lex Luthor. I don't think it has to be Lex. He could play Harvey Dent, Two-Face, for all I care, but Lex Luthor has not really been given the respect he deserves in a long time. And I think Michael Rosenbaum, even as a variant, it doesn't have to be Tom Wellings, would play a gray Lex Luthor. But hey, that's just one DC fan's thoughts. What's your thoughts on this? Do you think Michael Rosenbaum actually has a chance of reprising any sort of role in the DCU? Do you think he could be playing an older version of the Flash even? Or do you think we won't even see him? There's no way in hell. Whatever you think, let me know in the comments below. I always love to hear your guys' thoughts, see interaction down there. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please give it a like or subscribe to the channel. And until next time, have a great day. Take care.